how have I gone about putting the mounting this guy, the Insta 360, onto it. With the Wallace, there may be mount. Look at it. There may be mounts available, proper mounts to do this kind of thing, but I wasn't interested in that. I wanted to MacGyver my own, so I have done. So look at this, right? So there's the top one, and that's rock solid, right? Rock. You might think, oh, it's rock solid, rock solid. There's one in the top. I know I'm not very good at this, at showing you things. There's one in the top and one in the bottom, permanently there. Let me open up the legs and I'll show you. Right, they're permanently on now. Okay, so I can choose whenever I want. This Insta 360 has a screw mount there. So I can just fit it on. Right, there you go. Boom. That's it mounted. Simple as that. And it's rock solid. Okay? And Mickey Mouse says no expense spared. I'm going to show you exactly what I did in a minute. But you can put the bottom one's exactly the same. Right? So you just screw it on. Right? Hand tight. Boom. And there you go. And it's rock solid, man. Okay? It's perfect. All right? And it doesn't matter whether the camera is upside down or downside up. It works just the same. It works. Let me unscrew it. It's a 360 camera, so the orientation of the camera doesn't matter at all. So you're probably thinking to yourself, well, what are those wee things? Where did you get them? Right, where did you get the wee mounty things? First of all, this is black electrical tape. That's all that is. It has been wound round enough times for me to be happy that it's secure. Now, I was keen that when I did this, that the two sensors here, move that back a bit, they weren't covered up, right? They had to be kept clear. So something big, which you might think is more secure, didn't appeal to me because that would possibly cover up the sensors. So let me show you this. Right, this thing here. This is a mount I got. See the wee what do you call the wee knobs that hold it together? I'll unscrew one, right? So there it's there. Right? So that's what that is. I'm absolutely happy with it. I've tested it. I've flown it a few times now. So there he is. Seems to be stable. Is he? I don't know. It looks stable enough to me. So let's send him off. And hopefully he'll come back safe and sound with all of the cameras still attached. And I know it's rock solid. I know it is, right? So it's not any less solid or safe than a mount that you may buy. I don't know if there are any mounts. Somebody mentioned that there is a mount for the Air 3 that allows you to attach a camera, a GoPro or something like that on it. So I would imagine that it probably fits the Mavic 3 as well, and maybe even the Mini 3 Pro. I don't know, maybe the Mini 4 Pro. Well, what I also did is I also sent away for a professional proper mount. And I'm going to show you it now. It's actually, I've fitted it to the Wallace, and I'll show you the professional one, the new. Right, this is it here. Right, my hands. I've had to put a bit of tape on it, and I'll explain why. But that's the professional one there. Professional. I've had to actually add masking tape to it just to stop it sliding about. And what happens is this part here flips down, and then you attach the 360 here, and that's it. Okay, so the 360 is hanging down here. I won't put it on just now, but just to show you, the 360 will go in there and it attaches. So that's the professional one. And it cost me about 30 quid or 25 quid or 30 quid with postage and packaging, right? But it was a bit loose. It was moving about a bit. And it was causing me problems. Because it was moving about, it was blocking the landing sensors, right? And I couldn't make it. I couldn't get Laddie to come down. I just had to hold the down button until it said landing, and he would just start landing. It won't come down because it was blocking the sensors. So I wasn't very happy about that. And the other thing was that if you've... I'll just leave that sitting there now. If you've watched the Culzean Castle video that I made recently, I just released yesterday, I think it was, yesterday, you'll notice there's a bit of jello effect happening. And so when you spin this 360 camera around, sometimes the island of Arran isn't lining up in the horizons. It's not looking too good. So I'm going to take that professional 30 quid. There's a thumb up again. That was me. It must be me. Whenever I do that to the camera, it puts up a bubble. So I'm going to take that mount off, and I'm going to put my own MacGyvered one back on, because I didn't seem to be having those jello problems, and I wasn't having any problems landing the drone or anything when I was using that MacGyvered method. It's only when I went the professional way that I've had a couple of wee issues. So it just goes to show you, sometimes buying the proper gear isn't the right way to go, and if you can craft something yourself, it's better. So the question, a few of the questions that have been asked, does having the 360 camera on top of the drone or underneath the drone have any noticeable effect on the stability of the drone? And the answer is that so far I haven't noticed any stability effects at all. Another question I was asked is, because it's heavier now, I don't know what the Insta 360 weighs, but it's not that much, maybe about 200 grams or something, maybe, I don't know, 150, 160 grams. It does make it a little bit heavier, but does that affect the flight time, the battery time? I can't tell you, because I haven't done a battery test comparison with not having it on and with having it on, and I wouldn't be doing that. Because I can get like 40 odd minutes, 46 minutes or something flying it with the standard battery, and even if this did have an effect, it would still be in the region of 40 minutes for one battery, and I've got 3 batteries, so it's I'm not going to do a flight that's going to be more than 40 minutes in the one go, you know what I mean? So that's not an effect. And the other question, right, that was the questions that I had been asked about the performance of the drone and did it affect it. I'll tell you how it did have an effect on one thing with the drone, and that's the visibility. The visibility of the drone improved. I could see it much further away because it had a larger profile. So I could see it. I saw that thing out to 800 metres, right? And I could tell the orientation of it. Okay, so it improves the visibility of your line of sight. So it has its advantages.